have our second reading comprehension based on the same topic that we're already learning about. So before we get dived into that, we are going to have a look at homework. So firstly, I want to say well done to Zui Ming. Zui Ming, this is your homework and you did a really good job of it. So well done to you. So for homework, I asked you to write about the reading comprehension that we learned yesterday. So you had to write how Jack felt at the beginning of the story. And Zui Ming wrote, Jack felt excited because his friend Andrew had a new video game and he was excited to play the new video game with Andrew. So again, this is perfectly correct. He was very excited and didn't want to waste any time with his dad fixing the wheel. So what happened in the middle? Well, Zui Ming said his skateboard had a crack on the wheel and he fell down and blood came out of his ankle and knees and he felt sad, which again is exactly correct. So he was zooming home because he left at 5:55 and had to make sure he was home by 6. So he was going quite fast on a broken skateboard and that ended up with him falling off and really hurting himself. So he felt pretty sad. Then what happened after Jack got home? So Jack limped all the way home and his dad was frowning about the wheel. And his dad is not happy because he came home late. That's perfect. After Jack limped home, his dad was frowning, so he had an upside down smile. He wasn't very happy. And his dad is unhappy because he came home late and also because he's hurt himself. So his dad's probably feeling quite upset that his son has ended up hurting himself even though his dad wanted to prevent that from happening. Well done, Zui Ming. Your homework was really, really good. Well done. The second homework that was impressive was Teddy's homework. So Teddy from 2E9. So well done, Teddy. So Teddy wrote that at the beginning, Jack felt happy because he got to go to Andrew's house. This is perfectly correct. What happened in the middle? Well, Teddy wrote that he fell down on his skateboard and he felt pain, which is also true. And after he got home, Teddy wrote that his dad was worried about him and that Jack learned his lesson. This is perfectly correct also because Jack says to his dad, I know I should have listened to you. And what he's referring to is the fact that his dad wanted to check the the skateboard tire before he set off. And he's ended up hurting himself because he did not listen to his dad. So yes, he's learned his lesson now. Hopefully Jack will always listen to his dad from now on because your parents at the end of the day just want what's best for you. They're trying to protect you. Okay, so well done on your homework, guys. The majority of you did your homework really well, so thank you for uploading your homeworks. Okay, let's get started. So today we are learning about simple machines. This is what we were learning about yesterday. We're learning about 6 different types of simple machines. Can anyone remember any of these simple machines? Can anyone remember what we call number 1? It begins with letter L. Simon, can you tell me?
Lever.
Very good. Well done, Simon. It's a lever. And a lever helps us get things out from a certain place. It helps us lift things up. Okay. Number 2. Number 2. Have a look here. Number 2. What do we call this? Ruby? Very good. Well done, Ruby. It's a pulley. So we use things like pulleys on a construction site to move things like bricks up and down. We can also use a pulley in our home. Then some people might have blinds or curtains in their homes where they use a string to pull to put up or down the blind in front of their window. Okay, number 3. Number 3. So this is an axe, but what type of simple machine is this? Kaki, was your hand meant to go up? Can you remember what we call this?
A wide.
Not a wide. That's a good guess, though, but not a wide. It is a wedge. Wedge. Can everyone say wedge?
Wedge.
Amazing. Well done.
Wedge.
We'll learn more about these today in our reading comprehension. Okay, the next one is a what? Jenny, I can see you raising your hand, so I'm going to ask you, but remember to click the button.
Screw.
Good girl, well done. It is a screw. Well done, Jenny. Amazing work. This type of simple machine is called a screw, and we use a screw to either keep things together or to make things go up and down. Okay, the next one is this. Dammy.
Water wheel.
Wheel. Very good. One word is a wheel. Can you remember what we call the bar that goes through the wheel?
No.
That's okay, don't worry.
No.
Mike.
The axle.
Very good. Well done, Michael. Amazing work. So here we have the wheel and an axle. So we use a wheel and axle to help us move things on the ground. So for example, if we want to carry many boxes, we can use a car to help us take many boxes from one place to another. So wheels and axles are one of the most, I think, important inventions in the world. They're very helpful. Okay, and our last picture here. Ooh, this one was a little bit difficult. Swimming.
It's a ramp.
Good, you are right. This is a ramp. So the ramp is what we call the tool. This tool is called a ramp. What kind of simple machine is this? So just like this tool is called an axe, the simple machine is a wedge. This tool is called a ramp. This simple machine is called an inclined plane. So can everyone say after me? Inclined plane.
Plane.
Very good.
Inside plane.
Well done. Inclined plane, which is higher on one end and lower on the other. And we use an inclined plane to help us get things up and down the stairs. So, for example, some people in this world are disabled. And what that means is some people may not be able to use their legs. Maybe they were in a bad car accident, or maybe they were born that way. And if this is the case, then they will be put in something called a wheelchair. And a wheelchair helps them be able to move around by themselves. Now, if someone in a wheelchair needs to go up or down the stairs, they are unable to do that unless we have something like an inclined plane. The inclined plane allows people in wheelchairs to easily access stairs. So also a very important simple machine that helps us in everyday life. Okay, so let's have a look. So these are the 6 simple machines we'll be learning about today. We have a pulley, a lever, a wheel and axle, a wedge, an inclined plane here, and a screw. Okay, so we're going to read about these 6 machines today and talk about how they can help us in everyday life. So before we do that, I want to have a look at some vocabulary that we're going to see in the reading comprehension today. Does anyone know what this tool is called? Katie.
A hammer.
Good girl. Well done. Perfect. It is a hammer. So, can everyone say hammer?
Hammer.
Amazing.
Hammer.
Well done. Is a type of lever. We can use this end of the hammer to remove or pull out nails. On this end of the hammer, we use it to bash in the nails. We would use it to hit in nails to something, but we can turn it around and use this side to pull out the nails. Okay, the next vocabulary word is already on the screen. We're talking about the bar that goes between the wheels. It's called an axle. Can everyone say axle?
Axle.
Well done, guys. So the axle is the bar that goes through the wheels. Perfect, well done. Okay, and the next thing we're learning about is this. So not the axe, but what type of simple machine is this called? Kitty.
Wedge.
Wedge. Good girl. Well done, Kitty. So can everyone say after me? Wedge.
Wedge. Wedge.
Well done. Okay, so a wedge is something that we use to cut or split things. So this wedge is used to cut and split the wood. Okay, so some more vocabulary words. The first one is simple. Can everyone say simple?
Simple.
Simple means easy to understand. If something is simple, it is not complicated. For example, 1 plus 1 equals 2 is a very simple math addition problem. It's very easy. We all know the answer. Okay, the next word is effort. Can everyone say effort?
Effort.
Lovely. Well done. Perfect. Effort means physical energy or work. So, for example, this man is putting in a lot of effort at the gym. He's using his strength and he's using physical energy to lift up these heavy weights. It takes a lot of effort to do that. The next word is load. Can everyone say load?
Load.
Lovely. Well done. Load. So load is something carried or moved. So load can be anything. You could move house and you could have boxes of clothes and computer games and toys, and all of those boxes would be called a load. So for example, if you look at this little video, this little blue man is really struggling to carry the load. So a load can be anything that you carry. It could be books, it could be boxes, it could be crates of chickens. It could be anything that you can carry. We can call it a load. Our next word is inclined. So we have the ed ending sound here, and it sounds like d. So everyone listen. Inclined. Now, I want you to try. 1, 2, 3.
Inclined.
Well done. Amazing. Well done, guys. Inclined. The word inclined means slanted, so not straight. Inclined means that something has a higher end and a lower end. So it's like a little slope, inclined. Okay, the next word is rotating. Can everyone say rotating? Okay, lovely. Lovely. I can hear people saying rotating many, many times, so thank you for that. Rotating. Okay, so have a look at this. This is a little emoji. It's the thinking emoji. And it's turning around. That's what the word rotating means. If something is rotating, it is constantly turning around and around and around. Can anyone think of something that is always rotating? Okay, Coconut Zui Ming. Earth, very good. Well done. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Our Earth always rotates. Perfect. Well done. Can we think of something else that always rotates too? Buh. Yeah, perfect. If we kick a football, it will rotate like this. Perfect. Well done. Amazing. Okay, so rotating means turning around. Very good, guys. Okay, next. Our next word is pierces. Pierces. Now, can everyone say after me? 1, 2, 3. Pierces. Very good. Pierces. Now, pierces means pokes with a sharp, pointy object. So, for example, this hole punch pierces 2 holes in the paper. If something pierces something, it creates a hole in it. It goes right through with a sharp, pointy object. So, well done. Let's begin reading our reading comprehension. So today we're learning about the 6 simple machines, and we're going to learn a little bit more information about each one. So I would like someone to read this first part, 6 simple machines, all the way to you. Go ahead, Simon.
Simple machines help us by making work easier and faster. There are 6 types of simple machines. These machines are all around you.
Very good. Thank you, Simon. Lovely work. So simple machines help us by making work easier and quicker. There are 6 types of machines, and we're going to learn about all of them. I would like a girl to read now. Jenny, can you read this paragraph, please? Lever.
Lever. A lever is a bird or a bear. A lever raises or moves something with less effort. A lever has a turning point called a fulcrum.
Fulcrum. Very good.
The object that the lever moves is called a load.
Very good. Well done. Perfect reading, Jenny. Thank you. Okay, so a lever is a board or a bar, and it raises or moves something with less effort from the human. It has a turning point called a fulcrum, and the object that the lever moves is called the load. Now, have a look at the picture beside it. A hammer is a type of lever because it can move or raise something with less effort. We can use a hammer in two ways. We can use this end of the hammer to hit the nails into something, but we can turn the hammer around and use the long slanted side to pull up and remove nails. So that is what a lever does. It helps us move things more easily. Okay, I would like a boy to read this time. Okay, Michael, can you read this for me?
Wheel and axle. A wheel and axle helps to move something across the ground. When the wheel turns, the axle turns too. The axle is the bar attached to the center of the wheel.
Lovely, perfect reading, Michael. Thank you so much. Okay, so a wheel and axle help us move something across the ground. When the wheel turns, the axle moves too. The axle is what we call the bar attached to the center of the wheel. Cars, skateboards, and bikes move with wheels and axles. Wheels and axles are probably one of the most important inventions that we have. Without them, we couldn't move things across the floor without much ease. For example, when you go shopping and you want to do a big shop, you want to buy lots and lots of food and all your groceries. Does your mom and dad just carry all of the things in their arms? Or what do they use? What can mom and dad use in a shopping mall to help them with their shopping? Simon.
A car.
Well, perfect. To get it home, they need a car, don't they? Very good. Well done, Simon. So to bring all your shopping home, you'll use a car. Perfect. What else could we use? Michael?
A shopping trolley.
Very good. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Well done. A shopping trolley. So many malls that you go to will have a metal or plastic cart with wheels, which is like a big basket with wheels, and your mom and dad or you can put things in the basket so you can pull the basket along on the wheels. You don't have to carry everything. So that makes it a lot easier for us to do our shopping. The next thing we're learning about is a pulley. I would like a girl to read this. Katie.
A pulley moves object up, down, and across. A pulley has a wheel raised edges.
Edges. Good.
The raised edges help a rope or a chain stay on the wheel.
Very good. Lovely reading. Thank you, Katie. Okay, so a pulley moves objects up, down, and across. A pulley has a wheel with raised edges. The raised edges help the rope or the chain stay on the wheel. Here is a perfect example of something that we might use in everyday life. If you have blinds like this in your home, please click the raise your hand button. If you have a window that has something like this in front of it to keep out the light, please click the raise your hand button. Okay, lots of hands are going up. Amazing. Oh gosh, almost everyone's hands are going up. If I could raise my hand, I would raise my hand too. So in my home, we have windows, but when we don't want the light to come in, we can use this to pull down the blinds. So we use a string to pull up the blinds in the morning when we're waking up, and at nighttime I will tug the pulley and the blind will come down. So many people have worked with a pulley before in their life. This is how a pulley works. Have a look at this little video. You have a wheel at the top, and then we have a rope or a chain. And then if you pull down with effort, the load will come up. And if you release the effort like he is doing now, the load will go down. So this is what we call a pulley. And we use pulleys for many, many things. Something as simple as blinds in our house, or even construction workers on building sites to move bricks up and down on the building site. Okay, lovely reading. Thank you, Katie. Okay, the next one is inclined plane. I would like Dami to read this, please.
Inclined plane. Things move up and down an inclined plane. An inclined plane is a flat surface. One end is raising higher than the other.
One hand is raised higher than the other.
Raised higher than the other.
Very good. Thank you, Dami. Lovely reading. Okay, so an inclined plane helps us move up and things up and down. Now, an inclined plane is a flat surface, just like this picture, okay? So one end is raised higher. So this end is raised higher and one end is lower. The reason being is that the lower end, you are able to move things up. So you can put your shopping trolley, you can put your rollerblades, you can put anything that you need to that has wheels or even boxes. You can push it up easily the stairs because, as I said before, some people who may have issues with walking, maybe an elderly lady or an elderly man, or someone who has been in an accident and has hurt their legs, if they are unable to go upstairs because of their wheelchair, they are able to get a ramp with an inclined plane, and this allows them to go up and down the stairs very easily. Next, screw. Okay, Kaki, go ahead.
Screw. A screw is a type of instrument that curves around a pole. A screw raises or lowers things. Screw also holds things together.
Lovely.
This rotating
Stool.
screw has a screw that moves a seat up and down. A screw on this light
Bulb.
holds the bulb to the socket.
Lovely. Thank you for reading, Kaki. Okay, so a screw is a type of inclined plane that curves around a pole. A screw raises and lowers things. It can also hold things together. So here is an example of a stool. So I'm sure that many of you have seen stools like this. This is something that we used to sit on. This rotating stool has a screw that easily moves the seat up and down. Usually it has a button underneath the chair, maybe about here, and if you press it in and sit on it, the stool will go woo down. Then if you want to put the stool back up, you would click the button and take the pressure off the seat and it would go all the way back up. The reason it is able to do this is because of this screw. Now that's one way that we can use a screw. The second way we can use a screw is to hold things together. So the screw on this light bulb holds the bulb to the socket. We can screw it in together and it holds it nice and tight and in place. Okay, here we go. And last page, wedge. I want buh. Buh, can you read for me?
A wedge is also a type of inclined plane. It is wide on one end and pointy at the other end. A wedge cuts,
Pierces.
pierces, or splits things.
Very good. Thank you for reading, Ba. Lovely. Okay, so have a look at this little video. We've got a man who is chopping some wood. So here he is using a tool called an axe, and this axe is a type of simple machine. It is called a wedge, and what that means is the wedge is used for splitting or cutting or piercing things. So he's using this wedge to chop the wood into smaller pieces, maybe to use to build like a piece of furniture, or maybe he's using it to chop for firewood. Now, if he didn't have a wedge or the axe in his hand, he wouldn't be able to break the wood in half. I don't think that many humans are strong enough to break wood in half without the help of these simple machines. I'm going to read the last bit for us. Simple machines make our lives easier. Without them, some jobs would be impossible to do. Try moving a car without wheels or splitting wood without an axe. So simple machines are super important in our life. They have made it so much easier for us to get about our day-to-day lives. Okay, let's have a look at the vocabulary. Have a look at the word box. So these are some of the words that we've learned today. Effort, inclined, load, pierces, rotating, and simple. We have to use these words to put them into the missing spaces to make the sentence make sense. Number one, I carried a of books to school. What do we think? Simon.
I carried a load of books from school.
Perfect. Well done, Simon. I carried a load of books from school. Well done. Number two, the ramp was a little so it was easy to use. What do we think? Zui Ming?
In class.
Very good. Well done, Zui Ming. The ramp was a little inclined, so it was easy to use. So the ramp has a slant like this. It's not straight. It goes lower at one end and up at the other. Very good, Zui Ming. Number 3, the addition problem was blah, so I knew the answer. Well, if you know the answer, that means it's probably quite easy. So what do we think would go in here? Dami?
Simple.
Good. Can you say the full sentence?
The addition problem was simple, so I knew the answer. Easy.
Amazing. Very good. Well done, Dami. The addition problem was simple, so I knew the answer. Number 4, the sharp needle, the fabric. So a needle is something that we use to sew clothes together. We would have needle and thread, and someone would stitch clothes together. Kaki, what do you think?
The sharp needle rotating the fabric.
So not rotating, so rotating means turning. So the sharp needle doesn't turn the fabric. So if we think about this, the needle is very, very, very sharp, okay? So a needle is a thin metal sharp tool that we use to sew our clothes together. So we would use it to stitch clothes together. So the answer for this one is the sharp needle pierces the fabric. So when you have a needle and you're sewing the fabric together, the needle pierces a hole through the fabric. Okay, number 5, the blades on the fan were slowly. What do we think? Kitty?
Rotating.
Good girl, well done. Rotating. So the fan blades, they turn to cool us down. So we can say they rotate. Good girl. Number 6, it takes a lot of to run a race. Jenny, I haven't heard from you.
It takes a lot of effort.
Good girl, well done. Effort. It takes a lot of effort to run a race. So effort means work. It takes a lot of our energy, time. It takes a lot of work to run a race. Good job, guys. Okay, we have one more exercise to do, and then I'll give you your homework. Which of these is a kind of lever? Light bulb, hammer, or wedge? Simon.
Hammer.
Very good. Well done, Simon. Amazing. Number 2, which word tells you what inclined means? Demi.
B.
B. Very good. The reason that it's B is because the reason that it is B is because one end is raised higher than the other. So in an inclined plane, or something that is inclined is slanted. It starts being small and it can go up to be very tall, or we can flip it. It can start being tall and go down to be very small. Number 3, blinds are raised and lowered using a what? Lever, pulley, or screw? Kitty? Good girl, lovely. A pulley. Well done. Perfect work. Number 4, which simple machine is used for splitting or cutting? A wedge, a pulley, or a wheel and axle? Kaki.
A wedge.
Good
A
girl,
wedge.
well done. A wedge. Lovely work, Kaki. Okay, last question. A lever lifts things. What does a screw do? Michael, go ahead.
Like screw things in place, or make
Mhm.
something go, or make the thing up on it go up or down.
Very good. Well done, Michael. Perfect answer. A screw raises or lowers things, and screws also hold things together. Perfect answer, Michael. Really good work. Okay, guys, well done. That is the end of our lesson. So let me show you what your homework is. Okay, so homework is writing about what we've learned today. Look at the pictures. Which simple machine would make the work easier? Tell me why. So what I want you to do is you look at the pictures. The first one, I can see a little boy who's got some toys in a cart. He's got a robot and maybe a soft kind of pillow. Now, he wants to bring these toys upstairs, maybe to play with them in his bedroom. But that looks quite difficult. So what simple machine can he use to help him? If you think that he's going to use a screw to help him, you would say he will use a screw to help him because a screw will blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I want you to look at the picture and tell me which simple machine will help make the work easier, and tell me why. Tell me why it will help. How is using a screw going to help? How is using a pulley going to help? How is using a wedge going to help? You tell me why. Then in the second picture, I can see a little boy who is in a shopping mall, I think, or a supermarket. He's carrying bread and some other bits and bobs. He's carrying 4 things, and it looks like he wants to reach out and grab some cola. However, he doesn't really have any hands. So what simple machine can he use? Will he use a wedge, a lever, a pulley, a wheel and axle, or an inclined plane? You tell me what he will use and why it will make it easier for him. Okay, guys, so we're actually out of time now. So let me stop sharing my screen and let me say goodbye to all of you.
Bye.
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 See you tomorrow. Have a great day.